The score's now looking at 5-1 as Playground Esports looking to enter Garage here. Phoenix, he's got Cypher to the left. I don't know if they've noticed him. It was a late spot from Phoenix, but he still manages to get the kill. He hasn't taken too much damage himself. Phoenix now pushing forcefully onto C-side with the flash coming out and making sure that his team has a safe way to enter. Sova Recon might just spot him out. In come the shock darts here. More shots through that smoke, and Sova's gonna pick up a kill on Playground's Omen. I think this was at Garage, but a trade coming in from Cypher almost immediately. Another kill from Sova. This time it is Raxol who goes down. He is on the Astra today, folks. And take a look at Jet's position here. She is just waiting for that pick with the operator, and this could be useful. Good kill from Knife Jester here, but will get taken down by Clay. It's down to just Jet, who will also get taken down. It's going to be Phoenix who is going to close this game up. He is having a good match today. Take a look at his kill feed, folks. 14 kills off of just 2 deaths. Team Playground Esports taking a firm control of this game, going up 6-1.
Hey. Careful now.
Alright guys, after all the technical difficulties, we are back. And if you guys have missed any action, it is we're down to 6-1. And we just missed a kill over there, but it looks like Phoenix has picked up a couple of kills again. Team Playground looking strong on this attack, trying to make the push on towards A side. It is Jet in heaven. I think they are on another eco round. Is Team Beyond Infinity. Definitely a matter of concern that they're down 6-1 on defense here. Another kill here is Knife Jester getting taken down from Clay. He is looking absolutely unstoppable today. It is just down to Sova, who will get picked off by Jet. Team Playground Esports are taking this game by force. The score's looking at 7-1 right now, folks, on the side of attack. On Phoenix, PGE Clay on the Phoenix with 17 kills and just 2 deaths. The economy is looking extremely bloated. Team Beyond Infinity are just coming out of an eco round, and with just 4 rounds left in this half, this is going to be pretty interesting. If Team Beyond Infinity is not able to pull back a few rounds in the remainder of this half, this is looking like a very, very difficult map for them to bring back anything from it. A push towards Garage once again as we see Clay on the Phoenix. He's gonna pull out his ultimate. The run it back here. Can he spot Sova? He will get spotted and taken down, and not much damage there, but they do get the information about Sova, who will subsequently be taken down by the Jet. And that was an impressive dash here after getting that information on Sova's location. They have picked up a kill on Garage, and looks like they just want to reallocate here and just rotate around, maybe go on towards the A side, which has proved very successful for them so far in this match. We are now looking at a 4v4 kills exchanged on both sides, and the teams here just lining up towards A side. Team Beyond Infinity is not more than a step behind. They are aware Astra's putting out those smokes, as you can see in the astral form. She does have an ultimate to play with as well if there is a play to be made here. But take a look at how cautiously the team is waiting here. The Jet is going to get a pick off. A second pick as well. So this defense is finally paying off here. And it is down to just Omen, who's is going to go for the spike plant, interestingly, but Astra is going to sneak out and peek him from a shot and get that kill. The score now moves to 7-2. Team Beyond Infinity will definitely breathe a little bit easier after pulling back that round. They need more rounds before this half ends. The score is now looking at 2-7 in terms of their economies. It looks like they seem okay for now. They do appear to have full buys, except for Sova, but I think they're going to be able to manage that as well. Another important thing to note is that Team Beyond Infinity have 5 ultimates available to use in the remaining 3 rounds of this game. So anything can happen here, folks. This game is far from done. An interesting start to the round. Team Beyond Infinity's Sova pulling out the Hunter's Fury. I think he has a general sense of where the players are lined up. Team Playground Esports, just for a second looking outside the B side, trying to get a few picks here, is the Jet on Team Playground Esports. First pick once again going towards Clay from Team Playground Esports. He has managed to pick off, I believe it was Astra on a shot, and now once again, how often have we seen this so far already? They get a pick and they make that rotation towards Seaside. Knife Jester here just baiting out the first shot, just trying to get more information, throws out that flash and then goes, retreats into a more defensive position as Team Playground once again are looking to take control of the side. Phoenix's ult coming out on Knife Jester will pick off a huge pick, and it's Clay who goes down, and Team Playground is now down to just 3 players. They're going to go in for this spike plant now,
Spike planted.
as Team Infinity are just going to prepare for this retake. A good pick off of Jet, and an interesting kill with that Phoenix Molly from Knife Jester. And just as Sova getting revealed, he's going to get spotted out and picked off. Team Beyond Infinity are finally finding their feet here, stringing a couple of rounds back to back, bringing the scoreline back up to 3-7. Can they pull back a couple of more rounds? And we have a match on our hands here, folks. Remember, if you guys missed the first half of this stream, which you may have, this is an 8-team knockout, folks, and we are doing best of 3s for every round except the finals, which is going to be a best of 5, and that's lined up for this Saturday. The prize pool for this tournament is 35,000 rupees. This is an invitational, so every team that is participating has been invited to do so. We're going to be live pretty much every day from now through Saturday, 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. On League Ego's YouTube channel, so make sure you guys are not missing out any of the action. On to round number 11, folks. Jet is on the operator, looking at C long, just making sure that no one is going to try to sneak in. The Sova drone coming out on A side, just trying to get some information. He is going to spot out Cypher. And the Sova drone coming out from Playground Esports as well. He does tags Sova from Beyond Infinity, and he will go for the Hunter's Fury, but instead it's going to be Astra who picks up a couple of key kills.
Need that back.
And a good defense, a good hold here from Team Beyond Infinity. Another pick coming out from Jet, and this time it is with the spike at C-Long. We saw her on the operator earlier on, just watching that C-Long angle, and it's going to be down to just Sova to salvage something from this round. We're gonna see something special here. If it's going to happen here, it is Prophet who is on the Sova today. He's managed to retrieve the spike, but I won't be surprised if he does get caught in the wraparound here. Just as expected, it's going to be Astra who just came out of a shot to ensure that there was no possibility of a spike plant. And it looks like we have called this one. It is 7-4, looking likely to go to 7-5, because the Team Playground Esports may be on a little bit of a half buy. As it appears, they are a little bit low on money, but this has been a good comeback from Team Beyond Infinity. It has to be said. They were down 6-1, if I'm not mistaken, and they've managed to fight their way back a few rounds. And if they win this last round before the half, I think they are in a good position to put in a strong performance in the second half. Here comes Team Playground Esports once again through that mid. It's going to be Clay on the Phoenix once again, trying to just bait out some shots, trying to get some information. The flash going in, he has cleared that corner. Some good peeks from both the Raxol as well as Knife Jester. Knife Jester going up for a follow-up kill, but he will get traded out finally, and it's going to be down once again just to the Omen, who is going to prioritize this spike plant. It is Heretic. He's going to get caught out in the Cypher's ultimate. They know exactly where he is. Cypher's going to make the push out of garage, and I think it is Jet who might still be on that operator, looking through the CT side of this spike. Looks like Team Beyond Infinity were able to pull that off, and Cypher getting the final kill on Omen. They're going to wrap things up at 7-5, folks. So that is what this half looks like for now. An interesting half for sure. and we saw Team Playground Esports starting off really well, but Team Beyond Infinity just taking a little bit of time to catch up, and I think they have put in a strong performance in the second half of that first half, and hopefully we will have a game on our hands. Taking a look at that scoreboard, take a look at this, folks. Playground Esports Clay, who's on the Phoenix today with 18 kills. He's leaps and bounds ahead of any other players, holding off Seaside here. The starting of this round will get spotted off with that Sova drone being forced to retreat, throwing in a molly just to make sure that he doesn't lose any ground to the team that is pushing through Seaside. It looks like they have immediately decided to rotate, and I wonder if it's because of Phoenix's positioning. And in comes the first kill. Is going to be Nif from a Team Beyond Infinity. He will pick up that first kill, that headshot coming through garage, and once again rotating, looking like they want to enter through B side, as a good recon coming in from their Sova, spotting out Prophet, who is in the smoke. Team Beyond Infinity here getting that spike down and moving back into better positions and trying to go for that post plant, but it's going to be Clay once again. He is putting on a good performance.
Last player standing.
He tried his best, but it looks like he's down to just him. Gets one kill, but will get double peaked by both Raxol and Knife Jester, and that is the way to do it, folks. Team Beyond Infinity bring back the first round, the pistol round. How often have we seen the pistol round being so important? It can completely change a game, and it was so crucial for Team Beyond Infinity to win that pistol round, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go in for a full buy now just to make sure that they have the next round in the bag as well, and that's certainly going to be helpful for their economies. On the side of Playground Esports, as expected, they are going to be going in for an eco round of sorts. They have picked up a couple of shorties and a frenzy, so it's going to be interesting to see how they place themselves for this defense. For now, it looks like it is going to be a very Seaside heavy push. All players here are assembled outside C-Long. The Sova drone coming in, and momentarily we are going to see the whole team entering. It's going to be just Jet, and take a look at that flash. They had pretty much every player flash, but with that weapon disadvantage, it looks like Team Playground Esports weren't really able to hold on to side. It's down to just the last two players, and unfortunately both of them only have shorties. And the disadvantage, folks, if you're new to this game and if you don't know, is that these guns do extremely well at extremely close ranges, so there's really not much that they can do as they try to prepare for this retake. The positions here from Team Beyond Infinity, very good. Take a look at this Cypher outside garage, just waiting to catch off somebody jumping through the garage window, and as expected, it is going to be the shorty that's not going to be doing much for them, and Team Beyond Infinity will pick up a 7th round. So the scores now are level. We are looking at 7-7. Well, now we're going to get into our first gun round for this half at least, and it's going to be Playground Esports coming in with full buys. We're going to see Team Beyond Infinity continuing on with the Spectres for another round, except for Jet, who has gone in for that Phantom. And it's going to be Knife Jester here, looking a little bit aggressive here, trying to push through garage. The Sova recon trying to reveal if anyone's holding on the backside, and Omen here getting picked off. He did get the pick on Jet, but he's going to get almost instantly traded here. More kills coming in as Clay going down to Cypher. And look at this wraparound from Jet. He just gets spotted out East Dombivli, if that's how you're supposed to say that name. Getting another crucial pick, bringing Team Playground Esports down to just their last two players. This time it's going to be Sova and Cypher, who are going to be lining up outside of CD, trying to make this push in. Currently just trying to get some information with the Cypher cam.
Last player standing.
Cypher is going to get picked off, and I think Sova here is going to be stuck in a difficult position. There is someone playing from C-Long, and I think it is Phoenix who's certainly not going to allow this defuse, and as expected it is going to be Team Beyond Infinity with a third consecutive round on the side of attack here, and a scoreline that looked at 5-7 at halftime is now looking at 8-7. A good comeback here from Team Beyond Infinity, it has to be said. A strong pistol round, a good SMG round, and an excellent bonus round means that their economies are doing really well. They've picked up full buys all around, and take a look at Playground Esports. This is going to be an eco round for them yet again, because they did lose their first gun round. They got a couple of they got 3 sheriffs with light armor, a spectre, and a shorty. So it's going to be interesting to see if they are going to be able to salvage anything here. Omen trying to be a little bit aggressive, White picking that angle at C-Long, but Jet is going to pick him off through that smoke. And the first pick here has been brought, and take a look at this from Clay. A good wrap around, getting the first pick on Astra, but could not continue. A double kill from Prophet here with that Sheriff. They are getting some purchase with this weapon, folks. It is down to just the last 2 players who are once again on a Shorty and a Sheriff. They need to rotate to the A site because Cypher is aware that Playground Esports, that Beyond Infinity are going to commit to the plant on A site, and Cypher trying to be sneaky here, trying to get a kill with that Sheriff early on. But he's going to get taken down, and this is going to be down to just Jet. But the good news is she has managed to salvage a Phantom and is making his way through a shot. A couple of positions here he needs to be careful about. Sova is playing that Heaven, and Jet is playing far out CT. So interesting ploy there. A couple of smokes coming out, trying to go for that revive. But a shock dart bringing him down to just 14 HP, and an easy headshot coming in from Jet on the side of Beyond Infinity. I've lost count on how many rounds these guys have won in a row, but Beyond Infinity has completely turned this match around. We were looking at a scoreline of 6-1 or 7-1 in the favor of Playground Esports, who put in an excellent first half performance. And it does look like that we have a match pause that has been requested by one of the teams. So this does give us a little bit more time for take a look at these statistics. 22 kills for Clay from Playground Esports. Definitely looking like a dominant performance from him. But having said that, the way Team Beyond Infinity has come back in the second half and in the last part of the first half was definitely commendable. And I think it's going to be Jet who's leading the charge there with 16 kills from 10 deaths. This is certainly going to be a well fought game, folks.
Nowhere to run! I thought you did it.
We are back, and it is round number 17. The score is 9-7. Team Playground Esports here, well balanced. They do have an operator on the Jet watching C site. It is going to be Cypher who's anchoring down A site for them, and it looks like the Astra smokes are a giveaway that the players have committed to the A site. Trying to spam through that smoke was the Guru on the Cypher, but couldn't get a kill. And very quickly Team Beyond Infinity have managed to get the spike down. The Hunter's Fury coming out from Sova even before entering the site. I don't think it has given them much purchase. Clay has managed to pick up a kill on his ultimate, but on his way back he's going to get taken down, and unfortunately we are down to a 2v2. It is going to be just Jet and Cypher, the last players alive. Jet is currently on Heaven, and she will get taken down as well. We are looking at a 1v1, folks, as more trades come in. It's going to be Astra who's going to try to stop the defuse with that orb, But Cypher will somehow get that kill, and can he secure the defuse? He absolutely can. So the first round in the bag for Playground Esports in the second half, and it's about time, one has to say. A well fought and well contested round in the end. Astra trying to put him off the defuse with the stun and with the gravitational pull, but Cypher somehow connecting those headshots while he was not standing still and securing that round, just having enough time to go for the defuse as well. And the scoreline now is at 9-8. Surely this is going to be helpful for Playground Esports economy. As you guys can see, Jet is the only player without a gun, and it looks like she will try to pick up an orb and play on her ultimate, but we'll need to see how that works out for her. And there you go, it has happened almost immediately. She prioritized and went outside of A and picked up the orb just to make sure. And in comes an Astra ultimate. A good pick coming from Knife, just a huge pick on Clay. This is going to give Team Beyond Infinity a lot of confidence to complete this push. They're going to go in for the plant without crossing over to the other side of the site, and that's an interesting ploy here. I think it is Jet who is on the logs. He's going to updraft. Can they get a kill here on him? It looks like Team Beyond Infinity are going to hold down this side really well. Heretic here trying to come in out of the smoke, but almost 3 players to deal with. It is down to just Guru who will get taken down in Garage. A flawless victory in the bag. Team Beyond Infinity showing us how it's done. Picking up another round. The scoreline moving to 10-8. An interesting play there. A crucial pick of Clay in Garage from Knife Jester here. Really helped for sure. And that Astra ultimate dividing the site, the Cosmic Divide I believe it's called, dividing the site, and the team just prioritizing that plant without even crossing over to the other side. Perhaps Jet could have done a little bit better. She was on the ultimate, but unfortunately didn't get any picks early on, and ended up losing that round. It looks like Team Playground Esports, as a result of that, are forced in to go in for another eco. It is Prophet who is holding off Seaside alone with a frenzy, and I'm afraid he is going to get outnumbered elsewhere. Cypher getting a pick and a trade almost instantly from the Guru coming in. He goes in and picks up the Vandal. That could be crucial here, as Playground Esports all of a sudden have a number advantage. And Cypher and Sova here trying to get a pick with his frenzy, unfortunately getting double peeked here. Clay overcommitting just a little bit on that peak to throw that flash out, and Knife Jester is going to be quick enough to get that pick, and that's what they needed. The equation now looks like a 3v2, and with Omen and Jet not really holding anything worth fighting with. Omen and Cypher, my apologies. Cypher does have a Vandal. We saw that a little bit earlier on, and Omen here with a classic coming out and getting a kill. This could be something, folks, if Omen can get his hands on a gun. Omen picking up another kill with the classic, but it is Nif on the Jet who closes the round off for Beyond Infinity. That was a little bit more too close for comfort, I'm sure, for Team Beyond Infinity, but nonetheless they have come out on top and picked up that round. The scoreline now moves to 11-8, and surely now this map is starting to look a little bit in the favor for Team Beyond Infinity. Just a couple of more rounds to go to wrap up map number 1. Let's remember, folks, this is a best of 3, so we have a couple of more maps left after this one. We're going to be heading to Split next, and then subsequently to Icebox if there is a tie after the next map. But for now, the game is definitely on. Playground Esports is not going to give up so easily. They have gone in for a force here. You can see a few folks on the team with just half armors. This game is carefully poised here as Jet once again on that operator. It's actually pushed out of Garage, and this is quite bold from him. Will get the pick on Cypher. That was almost too easy. Jet in a position that you wouldn't normally see them pushing out so much with an operator, especially. That's a huge investment. The Cypher trap here paying off as the Guru will pick off Raxol, who was on the Astra, and now Beyond Infinity is down to just 3 players. Nave Jester has picked up a kill on Heretic, but he will get traded out, and it was Clay who gets that kill, and Clay gets traded out as well.
One enemy remaining.
We're down to just a 3v1 here. It is Beyond Infinity. Sova, who's the last player alive. Can he hold off this retake? It's going to be Prophet who makes that peek from CT and will pick up that final kill and go for an easy defuse and a much needed round in the bag for Playground Esports, it has to be said. It was all a little bit chaotic in the end, wasn't it? But it was down to just Sova in the end, and he couldn't come up with the goods as both players pushed them from CT and completing that retake successfully.
Track them down. Scanning ahead. There they are.
A quick push coming in here from Beyond Infinity. Looks like they've gone aggressively into Garage, and almost all of them here trying to make their way out of the window. Omen here is holding that angle, will get flashed by Knife Jester, and Raxol picking up another kill. But the Guru here on the Cypher from B-side has managed to hold them off somehow. But all of a sudden, Team Playground Esports is down to just their last player. It is their Jet who is on the operator, and surely it is not worth the save. The score is 11-9. I wonder if that's the call from his team, but it's going to need something special to pull this one off, especially with just the operator on in her hands. It looks like the decision is going to be to save here, and Jet is going to be pushing her through that C-long. Take a look at this. The wraparound coming in from Raxol, and the operator cannot be saved. Another round in the bag, and now, folks, we are looking at match point. Let's take a look at those last few seconds of that round once again. An interesting choice in my opinion. Saving at this point can be tricky. But it could have been a game changer having an op on the side of defense. We all know how important that can be. So one can understand that decision. But it was to no avail because the save was unsuccessful. And Team Beyond Infinity, what a comeback this has been. They've put in a strong performance in the second half of that first half. And of course, the whole of the second half has been pretty much their game. And now they are at match point, much deservedly so. For now, looks like they are getting set up outside for a C push, exchanging some fire but then falling back almost immediately. Perhaps they will go in for a rotation. On the side of the defenders, Playground Esports looking very well spread out. We got Cypher anchoring down the A side. We got Omen playing in Garage. We got Sova playing down at C side, and Phoenix playing in that B side. But for now, it looks like the action is going to be unfolding at A, so it's definitely going to be up to Cypher to hold off this push. Somehow he is alone and outnumbered. He has definitely made the call out to his team. As you can see on your mini-maps, the rotations coming in. Sova's coming in from that CT and Omen coming in from A-Link. It is a little bit chaotic, but Cypher does get taken down, and Knife Jester on his ultimate will pick off Omen on CT as he gets traded out as well. But of course, that was his ultimate. A shock dart kill coming in from Prophet, and that is just one of the challenges of planting default. Prophet here, can he get the pick on Phoenix? He's down to just 20 HP. He survives that Hunter's Fury, and it's crucial that he stays alive if he wants to finish off this round. It looks like he's going to get spotted up pretty soon though.
One enemy remaining.
is down to just a 1v1. It is Astra who's at A shot. Phoenix is at 20 HP. Will go for the defuse, and Raxol with that lightning quick peek is gonna pick up that last round, and that is the map for Team Beyond Infinity. And that was interesting to say the least, folks. What a match we have witnessed here, folks. What a game that has been. Take a look at this. Despite the domination, absolute domination from Clay, who was on the Phoenix, take a look at that average combat score, 343 with 27 kills on the board. This is definitely something worth mentioning. However, it wasn't to be his match. It was going to be Team Beyond Infinity who comes out on top with a scoreline of 13-9. Remember, folks, this was just the first map. It was Haven, and that has gone in favor of Team Beyond Infinity. The next map up is Split and is going to be live momentarily, so please don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back very, very soon. Okay.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. About It's all about humanity. About humanity.
Very good. Hey,
It's all
Wesley.
about humanity.
Bro, how did that guy pass it?
About humanity.
Yeah, I know the current and net issue.
About hu- It's all about
I
humanity.
just recorded the start a little bit, okay? Actually, I'm not still recording it, I think. Let's wait. No, yeah, okay. Bro, I was still concerned about how that guy paused the match. 'Cause we only us, we have, yeah. No, I was just shocked. I don't know how this happened, and by the okay.
Yes.
I don't know. It's a player. Oh, okay. It was their switch side. Is he still on battle? It was registered on battle.net, right? As substitute. Oh. Okay. Cool. Okay, bye bye. This is Joe.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
All right, what a game we just witnessed, folks. 13-9, an incredible comeback from the side of Beyond Infinity. Team Playground Esports definitely started well, and I thought they were taking that map home, but it wasn't to be. A great match that we just witnessed. We are just about to get going for our map number 2, and it's going to be split. And for this match is going to be Team Beyond Infinity who's going to be attacking first, and Team Playground Esports who's going to be on the defender's side. So let's head over straight to map select, to agent select. My apologies. All right, so let's take a look at the agent selection, folks. It looks like on the side of Playground Esports, so far it looks like they are definitely considering Raze, Jet, Sage. Usual picks, it has to be said, on this map.
It's all about humanity.
And I think Omen and Killjoy just deliberating here. Heretic and Shaz, who is a change in the lineup for Team Playground Esports for this map number 2. Maybe he's a split specialist, maybe he's a Killjoy specialist. We're gonna find out pretty
Select
soon.
your agent.
But with just 9 seconds to go, it looks like the agent selection is almost completed on the side of the defenders, and on the attackers side looks like we've got Cypher, Raze, Sage, Omen and Jet. So almost mirror lineups except for Cypher and Killjoy are the only differences here, and that is definitely interesting for us to see. It looks like we are done with agent select and the match is all set to go underway. As we mentioned earlier, Team Beyond Infinity coming into this match with a 1-0 advantage in the best of 3. And this match is going to be crucial for Team Playground Esports to pull back if they want to move on to the third map of this match, which is going to be on Icebox. Split as a map has received a lot of criticism, guys. I'm sure you guys are aware, as being extremely defender sided, and I know Riot even did a good job at bringing in a few patches that fixed certain aspects of this map, a few angles, trying to make it a bit more attacker friendly and just balance the map a little bit out. But I think majority of the professional players still feel strongly about how it is a very much defender sided map. And so in that sense, Team Playground Esports definitely coming in with an advantage, getting to defend the first half, getting some confidence, a lot of rounds in the bag. That is always helpful. For now, the round has begun, and it looks like Team Beyond Infinity is fully concentrated at a site. It looks like a Jet is the one who is going to lead the charge here. They haven't yet entered or committed to the site, but they're just lurking to check for any early peaks coming in from the team. Cypher is going to go ahead and spam his classic through that smoke, hoping for something. I don't think he did any damage. He has picked up a couple of shots on from, I believe it was either the Killjoy or the Jet from Playground Esports, but he's going to get a heal instantly. And what has happened as a result is that the team has rotated out towards mid. It's Omen and Sage who are going to be pushing the mid section for Team Beyond Infinity, as the wall here coming down. Omen in a good position. If he doesn't check his right, he may just get taken down. And a good pick here. Jet is going to come in and pick up the kill on Prophet, who is playing Sage on Split. And Omen and Jet here doing well. Another pick here for Jet, as Clay coming out of vents, trying to backstab the team pushing through mid. And Playground Esports have gone down a couple of players. This is looking like a 5v3, a retake that is going to be extremely challenging to pull off, and it's getting more and more difficult every second. Down to just the last 2 players. It's Heretic,
Enemy remaining.
who is the last player alive. In fact, we'll get the trade on Jet. It's still looking difficult with a 1v4. He's got a frenzy in his hands. He's got 100 HP. Couple of close crossfires here on the left and right. And it's going to be Knife Jester who's going to pick up that kill and secure round number 1 for Team Beyond Infinity. That was an interesting play from them. A couple of quick rotations early on, showed some presence on A site, and then moved back around towards mid. Got a couple of picks there, and then headed back towards A site once they had a much firmer control of the site. And of course, after that, it was virtually impossible for the retake to happen on the pistol round. So the pistol round going towards Team Beyond Infinity. We saw this in the second half of the last map as well. Can they carry this momentum into the next round? Maybe going for those full buys, as you guys can see, except for Jet, and maybe she's saving for an op, but we'll find out soon enough. An early rotation. I think they did get spotted out here. Raze was lucky to get away with that, but the team is going to push Sage, and Sage does have some backup here in the shape of Jet. Getting a pick here, getting a second pick here, Jet, as they push through vents towards A side. Omen is on A side, folks, but I don't think he'll be able to do much. He only has a shotty in his hands. Yeah, and will get spotted out, and Cypher will take that headshot any day of the week. It is down to just the last 2 players. Scratch that, it is just the last player alive. It is Jet. Will pick up a kill with that Sheriff, but is going to get traded out. And no surprises here, Team Beyond Infinity will pick up round number 2 as well. And the scoreline moving to 2-0. In terms of the economies now, this is really going to allow them to go for that bonus buy. And perhaps I would have expected Jet to go ahead and save and maybe play on the ultimate, trying to go in for that operator. It's a risky ploy on attack, but I've seen teams do it. But it looks like for now she's quite content with just picking up that Phantom. On the side of Team Playground Esports, almost a full buy, except for Jet, who's going to be coming in with just a half armor. Positionally, Team Playground Esports pretty much playing out the meta. Sage is playing on B Heaven. They got Jet in vents to make sure that no one is going to sneak in from that mid area. But for now, it looks like Team Beyond Infinity are making their way in through B main. Almost 3 players behind the smoke. Shaz here on the Killjoy, just trying to anchor it from the back of side. The turret is giving him vital information about who's entering B main. That Raze bomb buddy not doing much for Team Beyond Infinity. A wall, a Sage wall coming out here outside of B main, which is going to try and which is going to be used to maybe enter B side. But interestingly, the team has pretty much rotated, and it's just Sage who's continuing the simulation of a B side push. But I think it is the teams have started to move towards A side. But the spike, however, still is with Sage and is still at B main. They've lost a pick here, Playground Esports, early on, and this could be quite helpful for Team Beyond Infinity. And that was interesting. Both the players walking into each other, and the smoke denying the visual, but somehow Cypher here coming out, he spammed that smoke and picked up the headshot. That was quite unfortunate here for Heretic. And a second pick here for Team Beyond Infinity. They have lost a player themselves. It is Knife Jester who's gone down, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and commit to the A side plant. They got 3 players here on the site with them. And Jet here just playing a little bit away. Take a look at Jet's position. I think she is at A main trying to catch off anybody who is trying the wraparound, either from sewers or someone maybe from A heaven. Team Playground Esports here, player taking it a bit slow. Perhaps they want to go in for the save. That's an interesting choice at 3v5. They don't want to give up the weapons they've got now, because their economy is going to be pretty much dried up if they lose this round. An interesting choice, but maybe something that they're forced to do. Now this needs to end well for them, because if they are not able to hold off this push coming in from Beyond Infinity, who are on the hunt, and if they're able to break that economy just a little bit, it could help them for subsequent rounds. But it looks like they are going to be okay. A third round in the bag, folks, for Team Beyond Infinity, and they are starting to look strong here. Playground Esports, we definitely considered them as a tournament favorites, or at least contenders to move on into the latter stages of this tournament. But Beyond Infinity here are definitely giving them a run for their money. And as expected, this has turned out to be quite an encounter between these two teams. Half buys definitely on the side of Team Playground Esports, and maybe Team Beyond Infinity is aware of that. The aggression from Jet here pushing into A heaven, go gets a pick on Clay as well, but will get traded out by Prophet, who's on the stage with that stinger close range. Manages to swap out that stinger for a Phantom trying to make her way through A main. Will catch Omen out, and now we're looking at a 2v2 retake. Shaz is coming in from CT on the Killjoy. He does have 148 HP, so if he can stay alive and help Sage out, who is pushing out of A main, and her position is pretty much already compromised in terms of the hold on the site. Sage is playing the sneaky position under heaven, and Cypher is playing side. And this has definitely paid off, and Infinity is going to go ahead and pick up those 2 sneaky kills from that position in under heaven, and a 4th round in the bag. Playground Esports really needed that round, but it has gone towards Beyond Infinity once again, who are on the attack and have picked up 4 rounds on split. So this is completely going against what we had predicted, and Team Playground Esports surely will be a little bit disappointed so far with the scoreline. They will be looking to force as much as they can. Even this round, they're down to almost nothing in their economy, but they're going to go in for a full buy nonetheless. And this is looking like a strong mid push from Team Beyond Infinity, breaking the wall almost immediately. We talked about the meta earlier, about the Sage wall and split, and how that hasn't changed for almost 2 or 3 acts. Really, it has continued to be the case, and we see it once again in play in competitive tournaments. Clay here with a useful angle and vents. He is smoked off. He definitely gets spotted out, but Raxol will go ahead and pick up that kill, and Playground Esports players are falling thick and fast here, and the only trade they got has been revived. It is Jet who has come off here, and Killjoy in a very compromising position. Team Beyond Infinity here are definitely looking strong. A dominant performance here. Heretic is the last player alive. A 1v5. We're gonna have to see something incredibly special if he was to salvage that round, but it wasn't to be. Jet is gonna nip that attempt in the bud. A 5th round in the bag for Team Beyond Infinity.
Here. Careful.
a tough position to be in. 5 rounds down, and your economies are significantly depleted, as you guys can see. Going in for those sheriffs and a Bucky. Interesting choice here. The Bucky is going to be in the hands of Omen. Team Beyond Infinity are certainly aware that this is an eco round. They can see that, and I think they're going to force the issue here at B Heaven. They're playing 3 players on B Heaven, looks like, on the side of Team Playground Esports. As you can see, Sage is boosted up on this position with that Sheriff. Jet getting the first pick here with the Sheriff. That is impressive here. If they can pick up another kill here, yes, she can. And down to 6 HP, but will go ahead and pick up a second kill. Definitely asking the Sage for a health boost here. And Playground Esports, can they pull this off? Can they somehow pick up this eco round and sort of turn this match around? Things aren't really looking in their favor so far in this game, but this round could really change. That Clay here is going to shortly see Sage. Oh, the timing of that nade could not have been worse for Clay, as PGE will lose 3 players in a flash, and all of a sudden that number advantage is working against them. And Jet here trying to boost up on that Sage wall to go for a sneaky kill, but will get taken down. We are down to just Shaz, who is still holding on to a Sheriff. Can he pick up a Vandal and save? That could be a huge difference. That can make a huge difference to his team. He is walled off at CT. He's going to go ahead and place that turret for some information. Expecting the wraparound from Raze, but I think Team Beyond Infinity is taking it a little bit slow. Raze is going to spot him out surely, and Knife Jester coming in with that kill. A good attempt from the Team Playground Esports. Nearly pulled off a thrifty round. Here you can see Killjoy here in that action replay. Placing that turret on CT and trying to go around, get a pick off of Heaven. But it was Raze's sneaky position in that corner, as you guys can see.
Here.
And a 6th round in the bag for Team Beyond Infinity. What are we seeing here, folks? A fully attacking, dominating side. A performance from Team Beyond Infinity wasn't expected, in full honesty. And no disrespect to any team. It's just the reputation that this map has on being such a defender-sided map. Team Beyond Infinity probably haven't received that memo, because they're making it look easy right now with 6 back-to-back rounds already confirmed, and in a good position. If they can come out of the first half with 8 rounds in the bag, I think that's quite a mountain to climb for Team Playground Esports. More kills here from Knife Jester, picking up 2 kills on B site. He does get traded out eventually, and the equation is now back up to a 3v3. Interestingly, Cypher here has lurked into A side, trying to get the pick on Omen. He will, and this is an important one. He's going to pull out his ultimate, and that will confirm to the team that every player of Playground Esports is going to begin rare rotations from B side. And Cypher in a fantastic position to pull off at least 1 or 2 kills here. And Sage not checking. Look at this trigger discipline from Cypher. Unfortunately, couldn't pick up more than 1 kill, but that was certainly something. It could have been special here from Cypher. Didn't go for that first kill, but getting spotted out and getting traded almost immediately, that could have been a lot worse for Playground Esports. But for now, this is a 2v2 rush. Out comes the showstopper from Raze. Will get the pick on. Get the pick on Sage, and gets the subsequent pick on Omen, as well as Clay is finally finding his form in this match. He has picked up an important round for Playground Esports. What a clutch that was from him. He brings his kill tally up to 4 now. We saw him really run away with the Phoenix on Haven, but it's been a slow start this time around for Playground Esports. But nonetheless, a first round in the bag, and a crucial one on the defender's side. It is 6-1. Can they turn things around, folks? Need I remind you all, this was the exact same scoreline we saw at Haven. It was 6-1 in favor of Playground Esports. And you wouldn't have believed me if I told you then that it was Beyond Infinity who was going to come out on top. And that's exactly what happened. So can we see something similar here? Sage here once again looking to wall off. I think it's Prophet who's on the Sage. Walling off mid in split. religiously done every round. Profit here in a tough position and gets killed through that smoke spam coming in from Jet. That was an important spray. Almost securing that
You will not kill my allies.
that trade, and in fact Infinity has gone ahead and revived Knife Jester, so Team Beyond Infinity are up a player. It's a 4v3 situation despite those initial picks from both teams, and for now it is Jet who's the only player who's watching B Heaven. And take a look at the gun in her hands. She's got a judge up close, folks. This could be huge for Team Playground Esports.
Party.
Gets one pick, gets 3 picks,
Spike down mid.
and brings the equation down to 2v1, and it was a big moment for Playground Esports. This is surely looking like a round that they should take home. Jet is 24 HP in a 1v2 situation. The spike is on her, and she may have enough time to rotate all the way around to
30
A
seconds
side,
left.
but for now she looks like she wants to commit to the B side, and an intentional sound cue there trying to bait Killjoy out. But that crosshair placement didn't come in the right place, and it was Killjoy on it was Shaz on the Killjoy who will pick up that last kill, and another vital round in the bag for Team Playground Esports. It was definitely that judge play from Jet that really won them this round. 3 kills on B Heaven. How often do we see that? The judge coming in to the rescue, and an important round secured for Team Playground Esports.
Cover going out. Cover going out.
Bomb buddy out.
And once again, there's a lot of action in mid to start things off here. A lot of utility exchanged. The Sage Wall once again being brought down almost immediately. Omen here, Raxol on the Omen. Take a look at the position he's holding in case Shaz wants to peek out of that position he usually holds. He is waiting to pick up that headshot and just make things better for his team. Team Playground Esports are being patient, and so is Team Beyond Infinity. Playground Esports really want to pull rounds back. I'm sure they're already down 2-6. A lot of damage done here by Clay through that smoke as the team Beyond Infinity making their way through mid vents towards A side. Will pick up the kill on the only player who was anchoring A side, and Jet here trying to make the rotation back will get traded out as well after getting a pick, and Beyond Infinity are now down to just their last 2 players. In fact, it's a 2v2, and Clay here getting picked off unfortunately at B Heaven. It is down to just Killjoy to pull this one off. Does he have the spike in sight? It looks like he does. The spike is dropped on rafters, it looks like. And Knife Jester on the raise here, trying to walk into B Heaven with only 12 seconds to play. That turret can be so annoying in the wrong times. He's got 7 seconds. He needs to go for the plant. Can Killjoy stop this plant?
Spike
Briefly
planted.
considered using her lockdown, but going against it and now just walking onto site. The timing could not have been worse. And Knife Jester here will pick up that round. It looked like it was going towards Playground Esports, but Beyond Infinity coming out on top. The scoreline now moving to 7-2 in favor of Beyond Infinity Esports.
Yes, this should go. That goes there.
Turret out. Watch this.
Surprise, surprise. Sage is going to wall mid once again as expected. Team Beyond Infinity aggressively moving into A side, getting an early pick on Omen here. And Jet holding off an important angle. There are 3 players coming out of the vents area. And a good push in. 3 players together getting a pick here. Playground Esports. But getting traded out and losing picks fast and quick here as Killjoy tries to make the wraparound through CT. Clay with that ultimate will pick up a kill on Cypher. He has another player to deal with though. On the left is Omen, and he gets picked off as well. But meanwhile, Team Beyond Infinity have picked off everybody else on A side, and it was down to just Clay to salvage that round, and he could not do it. It is Another round in the bag for Team Beyond Infinity. The scoreline now moving to 8-2. That was an interesting play. Let's take a quick look at how their economies are doing, folks. It looks like it was another half buy round for Playground Esports, and they have recovered fairly well going in for those full buys. But take a look at the money on the side of the attackers. Team Beyond Infinity close to 7,000 credits on Knife Jester still, despite having a gun already. So looking fairly comfortable here. Last 2 rounds in this half, folks. These could be crucial. Can Playground Esports pull off a comeback? Can they salvage at least 2 rounds and make a match of the rest of this game? Sage with that double satchel, but Killjoy wasn't having any of that, picking up 2 kills, and Team Beyond Infinity losing 3 players in quick succession, and Playground Esports having a good opportunity here to pull back this round. Omen here is in that smoke, will get spotted out by the bomb buddy, and I think he realized that just in time as he moved back. And wrap around from Jet is looking really good here, folks. Take a look at this. Is this a knife kill? It's gonna be a knife kill, folks. It is gonna be a knife kill. That's the first knife kill that we have seen in this tournament so far. We're gonna clip that for sure, and that means Team Beyond Infinity is down to just their last player. It is Cypher who is on the lurk here. He is already on B side actually, and trying to just go for the flank from behind, but will get spotted out by Jet, and Jet is going to pick off another kill. A useful round, a vital round for Playground Esports, a third round on the board, and we are now down to the last round of this half. And Team Playground Esports really need to play their cards properly here. They do have enough buys to go full buys all around, and for the first time in this map so far, it looks like Team Beyond Infinity are going to be forced to go in for a judge. I think it's going to be Jet who's going to have to play on the ultimate, bringing in that Blade Storm, and will be using a judge as a backup primary. So this is going to be an interesting push to start things off. There's nothing on the A site. The attackers are all in mid and in B main, it looks like. Breaking the wall once again. That was a bold thing to do without any cover, picking up that ultimate orb and securing the ultimate, the resurrection, trying to pick off the Killjoy utility to make it easy to walk through that site, and that has forced Shaz to open up the only swarm grenade he had left, and now the entrance into B main is looking a lot more secure. In fact, there is another swarm grenade. It was the alarm bot that was picked off. Sage with the spike. It looks like elsewhere there have been a couple of trades. It looks like we are looking at a 4v4 now as Team Beyond Infinity continue on through mid. And that resurrection has come in handy as Knife Jester, who was picked off, has come back alive, and they make their way once again. How many times have we seen them do this on split, going from mid through A? But Playground Esports is going to hold things down. Jet with a triple kill, I think. Holding down this A side was the only player here. Down to just Cypher, who has picked off 2 crucial kills. Will throw down the ultimate. He has 7 seconds on the clock, but it's not going to be enough to put that plant down, and Killjoy is going to go ahead and pick up that final kill. It went all the way to the wire, and that half ended in the hands of Playground Esports. Picked up a couple of crucial rounds, and now it looks like this halftime scoreline is going to be 8-4. This is exactly the scoreline that we talked about earlier. If you're able to come out with an 8-4 scoreline after attacking in the first half, I feel like you're in a fairly good position to win that map, and that is what Team Beyond Infinity surely will be looking to do. Let's take a quick look at how the teams are going to set up. So on defense, it looks like Team Beyond Infinity is going to have the Cypher anchoring down A site. Sage is going to be at B heaven, predictably so, and the push looks like a B push. Take a look at this, at the Jet boost here at the entrance of B main. This could be something. The wall coming down as well. does check, but despite that, Jet will pick up 2 crucial kills, and it was Clay's Bombery that will take the trade on their behalf. But what this means is that Playground Esports are down to just 3 players. And that was an interesting bomb, buddy. I never knew that it could jump such a height or even detect for that matter. Perhaps it was something to do with the new patch, as Team Beyond Infinity here continue to hold on. But I think Playground Esports have realized that they need to rotate because the rotations from Team Beyond Infinity have already come in. As you guys can see, A side is pretty much empty now. And I think they have just realized it, as well as Sage, who was playing B Heaven, has made the way back just in time. And I think the confirmation has come in that the push is coming from Playground Esports, going from the vents through A Heaven onto A side. They got 30 seconds to go. Can they bring down the plant? Heretic will get a pick here, but will get traded out. So we're looking at a 2v2 here, as Shaz gets another kill, and he's gonna get traded out as well. It is down to just Sage. Who takes some damage from that early frenzy spray, and a wraparound from Cypher, and the first pistol round going in the favor of Beyond Infinity. This is certainly not good news for Team Playground Esports, and scoreline is going to be looking at 9-4, and this also means that the next round is going to be heavily in the favor of Team Beyond Infinity. I would not be surprised if I see full forced buys from both teams in this round. Team Playground Esports, their economy is surely on the lower side a little bit, but as expected, they are going to go in with those Spectres, those Stingers, and whatever they can afford. On the side of Team Beyond Infinity, it looks like Jet has gone in with a Phantom buy, and that's a bold move as well. God forbid they lose this round and give the enemy team a free Phantom. It could be a huge deal. It looks like Team Playground Esports are setting up outside of A side. That Omen Blind coming in through Heaven, getting spotted out in the Cypher tripwire and somehow surviving that. And it looks like she has given a heal to one of her team members as they push in. Cypher is still holding out CT. The site is empty, and they're going to go ahead and get that plant down and play for post-plant positions. This is not a bad idea at all. And Shaz is going to be the one holding this crucial position under Heaven. Meanwhile, Cypher getting 2 good picks here, as Playground Esports are down to just their last player, and they're gonna get taken down as well. So an important round for Playground Esports. They were aggressive, they had intent from the beginning, they wanted to push that side, and just as predicted, they have picked up that free Phantom, and that is a huge boost to their economy, folks. Never underestimate the value of a Phantom being lost in the second round. That could change the game, and maybe this is what Playground Esports needed from where they are. They were at 8-4 at halftime, and having lost the pistol round on the second half after losing the first half by 4 rounds can be quite demoralizing, but they've somehow found it in themselves to pull off that second round. An interesting force buy from them, which has paid off. On the side of Beyond Infinity, this has forced them to do an eco round on their defense, so it'll be interesting to see what angles they're going to hold with the limited weapons that they have. It looks like Playground Esports, after making that initial fuss in B side and in mid, have quietly walked into A side, and getting spotted by the Cypher cam, have realized that they now need to force the issue, so they're going to move in quickly. Elsewhere, Jet, who was lurking somewhere in B side, has been taken down. So Team Playground Esports are down to just 4 players, but they have the advantage in terms of their weapons, because remember, folks, Beyond Infinity is on an eco round as they make their way in. Here you go, coming in from A Heaven and walking in towards A main. It looks like this is going to be quite interesting to see. Sage here will spot out Cypher, does some damage. And Beyond Infinity, Sage here getting 2 crucial picks for Beyond Infinity.
Last player standing.
And is down to just Heretic. It's a 1v2, and he'll get taken down as well. Do they have enough time for the defuse, folks? It looks like they do, and Team Beyond Infinity
Thrifty.
on an eco round has somehow pulled that round back, and Team Playground Esports will be certainly disappointed having lost that round. They had almost full buys or whatever. I think they were on a bonus perhaps, but it was unfortunately not their round, and Beyond Infinity bringing the scoreline now to 10-5. Let's take a look at the scorecard here. It's Nif on the Jet, who's put in a pretty impressive performance so far with 16 kills, and likewise here Clay once again finding his form. He had a slow start for sure in Split as compared to Haven, but he is now up to 16 kills. After a brief pause, it looks like we are back live, and Team Playground Esports forced once again into an eco, and they're going to do that in fact, and they're going to go in for those half buys and make sure they have a full buy next round, and try to pull off something here on the attack. It's going to be a challenge for sure. There are a couple of Spectres in play from the side of Team Beyond Infinity, perhaps because they're aware that Playground Esports economy is suffering just a little bit. That wall consistently coming up every round in mid gives a lot of information to the defenders on the whereabouts of the attackers. It is Clay this time with the Guardian. He does have the Showstopper handy as well, so if he gets any indication of where Cypher's position currently is, he may just pull out that Showstopper, and that could be the difference that could be made and pull this round back in their favor. Aggressive peeks here from Sage and Raze, and it's Knife Jester who will pick up a kill. Throws in that follow-up nade. It was a good one. And Beyond Infinity is gonna wrap things up. I think it was the wraparound from Sage who came in from behind, and even Jet from the sewers, and Team Playground Esports with that half buy wasn't able to pull that round back, and this map is going slowly more and more towards Beyond Infinity, who started out with such a strong performance in that first half, continuing their good vein of form. And now Playground Esports is going to have some money to work with here. They're going to go in for those full buys on both sides in fact, and it's going to be Jet who's going to be on the operator as well. Let's try to find out the position. She's going to be on A main. It's going to be a quick early peek here. Can he get it? Yes, he will. And just like that, Playground Esports have lost a player. Prophet does have the ultimate, does have the option to resurrect Jet. It could be a little bit risky, but take a look at the speed of this rotation from Jet. He has moved all the way from A main back into vents to get this peek from someone who is trying to push in through mid, and just as expected, Prophet has pulled out that resurrection, and Playground Esports' Jet player will have another shot at this game. A bit of a change up here. It looks like Team Playground Esports have now rotated all the way back to B main. I'm gonna try and walk into this site. Cypher hasn't left yet. He is close, and that's the showstopper that we talked about earlier. Going in towards a CT side. He is still searching for someone to fire this at. And we'll get a kill on Omen somehow, and he will get instantly revived as well. But I think that nade is going to be the end of him for sure. And somehow Omen will survive that. And this is looking like a 4v3 retake here for Team Beyond, in 5v4 retake, my apologies. Team Playground Esports with the player advantage. They got a couple of players backside. They got a couple of players on B main, and Killjoy is playing side. Take a look at this. Clay coming in with a good pick, but will get traded out. Shaz goes down under the Jet operator, and Clay will pick up a third kill here. Team Beyond Infinity down to just the last player, and Heretic with that instant flick towards the head of a Jet will pick up a 2K to wrap up that round. A very, very useful round for Team Playground Esports. The scoreline now moving, folks, to 11-6. Now, what does that do to the economies? Let's take a look. I think Beyond Infinity is fine. They're going to go with full buys another round. And that is what happens when you have won so many rounds in a row. A couple of losses aren't really going to pull you back in terms of your purchasing capacity. And on the side of Playground Esports, it looks like they're going to come in with full buys, which is always going to be helpful.
You should run.
And in comes the attacker side Killjoy ultimate, the lockdown. I think this is at B main, it looks like. Trying to make sure that the B side can be somewhat taken control of. And Raze is going to pick up a kill with a nade on the backside. Omen looks like he was in his smoke screen, just trying to smoke off Heaven. A good early pick here for Playground Esports. Are we watching a comeback, guys? Is this going to be something that we can see? Playground Esports picking off players fast and quick here. Beyond Infinity losing players. They're down to just 2 players. There's Knife Jester who's coming in from B Heaven. He also has a showstopper. A couple of kills here. Pulls out the showstopper, will get a kill, but will get traded out from Shaz, who was watching from B main, and another round in the back. So 3 rounds in a row here from Playground Esports, folks. This is starting to look interesting. Let's take a look at this showstopper once again. The timing on the showstopper was pretty cool. He was down to just their last player, and I don't think he had any other choice. He just wanted to go for it. But good positions being held in post plant by Playground Esports. You would not expect anything less from them. A team of this caliber, both these teams, to be honest, coming in with some competitive experience, and we are seeing those skills on display here, folks. 7-11. Are we seeing a comeback? This is looking like a full A-side push, and I think the reason is because Team Beyond Infinity is forced into an eco round, and Team Playground Esports want to take full advantage of that. Couple of players here in difficult positions. Raxol was holding the sneaky position under Heaven, but will get taken down. Cypher was on site as well, and he gets taken down too. So this eco round is looking like it's going to go towards Playground Esports. They've come in and taken firm control of A-side. The spike has gone down as well, and I think there's a wall to deal with on CT. Omen is going to be holding out the flank. I don't think there's anyone there. Sage coming out to B Heaven from the side of Vents to join Jet in this push from B Heaven. And Clay with that peek, taking out Jet, who was peeking from B Heaven, and this could be a flawless, but Knife Jester will pick off Clay with that Sheriff just before he gets traded out. And another round in the back from Playground Esports, folks. This game is turning once again. It looks like the momentum shift is real, and 3 rounds back to back, and Team Beyond Infinity was forced to go in for an eco round last round. And Playground Esports definitely taking full advantage of that. It looks like there is a pause that has been requested, so we are going to go ahead and go in for a technical timeout that has been requested from one of the teams. It gives us a chance, folks, to take a look at that scorecard. And Knife Jester continuing his good form, 19 kills. Jet alongside him with 18 kills. But I think the star of today has definitely been Playground Esports' Clay. That dominating performance in Haven when he was playing on the Phoenix. And despite having a slow start to this match in Split, he has definitely pulled things around, and he is up to 22 kills already. 19 rounds done. We've still got a few more rounds to go. It is do or die for Playground Esports. If they lose this one, it is pretty much going to be done for them. All right, looks like we are done with that timeout and we are back live. The score is 8-11. Just to refresh your memory, folks, Playground Esports need to pull one out of the bag. Otherwise, they are going to be in trouble and it's going to be match point for Team Beyond Infinity. A very split approach. Looks like they are playing default this round. Playground Esports, they got only Jet in mid. A couple of players pushing through B main. And of course, Omen and Killjoy going in towards A as Jet here with an important operator kill and a crucial pick of Clay in that mid position, dashing out immediately towards B heaven as Sage will bring up that wall. Playground Esports' Jet looks determined to get that trade here, just waiting for that peak, and will go ahead and get it. Sage here was trying to sneak out of that position, going in towards vents, and this may just give them an opening to take A side control. Another useful pick coming in here from Beyond Infinity, but Cypher will get traded out, and it looks like Team Playground Esports have managed to take site control, and an important crucial pick here as the operator going down in CT, and Team Playground Esports getting some control over the site here. It's a 3v2 it's a 2v3 retake, my apologies, with just Omen and Ray's Knife Jester and Raxol, who is now positioning himself towards the CT side. Raze is going to be giving them a lot of sound cues and moving in towards A main. Going to break that wall for his teammate to be able to walk through. And looks like Omen has come out in a hurry here. There are a lot of positions to check. And it's looked like Playground Esports have managed to pick up that round. So well played here. Despite losing the first kill in mid, it was the patience exhibited by them to pick up the trade on Sage and then forcing their way into A side and picking up those crucial kills. A good play here once again that we are getting to see, folks. Team Playground Esports are making this comeback happen. The score is now looking at 9-11. Team Beyond Infinity are going to be forced into yet another eco round, or a half by it looks like. They're going to go in with those sheriffs and maybe a frenzy on the Omen. And Team Playground Esports, their economy continues to expand and looking very, very healthy. Interesting play here, pushing out of B main and getting the pick with the frenzy. A second pick as well from Cypher. Team Playground Esports, how are they doing this? They are losing players during an eco round, and this could be costly for them. The spike is dropped in the sewers, and Jet is going to be able to pick that up, but I think this might just be a good play, at least to get the spike down. Team Beyond Infinity have left A side empty, and this is going to allow Jet to just perhaps walk in. I'm sure Cypher's traps are still active, and he is going to be watching from that cam. Jet has managed to reach the plant side, and she might just go in for the plant and then figure things out from there. He does have Killjoy for control, for support.
Spike planted.
Good positions here, post plant being held. Killjoy with two important picks here, and will finally get traded.
Enemy remaining.
Is going to be down to just Clay. Can he pull this off? He is going to clutch that round despite losing 2 early rounds. That was well played, and Playground Esports are not going to give up. They have pulled back 4 rounds in a row, bringing the score from 11-6 to 11-10. And their economies as a result are absolutely bloated. We have seen Team Beyond Infinity going into multiple eco rounds, forcing their economy to be forcing them to save on every other round because of the consecutive losses. And as a result, the match is looking far more balanced than before. The scoreline now is looking at 10-11, and are Omen and Ray is going to push this once again. Exchanging some fire and then falling back. Are going to use this Omen smoke to slow down this push. Team Playground Esports, surely you can see the confidence in them. Now that's bold, taking that orb despite the fire coming in, not taking too much damage surprisingly, and this is going to allow them to pull out that Killjoy lockdown, and this may just give them the site free. This may just give them that site completely as Team Beyond Infinity are forced to leave. And that's showstopper being pulled out. Can he pick up the kill on Omen? He will not somehow. That showstopper not giving them the kills that they were hoping for. But Jet is going to go in and get the pick. So Beyond Infinity is going to come in with a number disadvantage here for sure. Trying to break that wall, but take a look at the wraparound here from Infinity. He in B main, he's on that stage, gets the pick on Clay, and that's a big one. Clay getting almost instantly revived, and so many picks happening at the same time. That was absolutely chaotic, but it does look like Playground Esports have held their ground, and looks like the comeback is complete. It is 11-11 on the board, and team Beyond Infinity must be surely wondering how this match has gotten away from them. They were looking all set to wrap things up here with a 2-0 victory over Playground Esports, but Playground Esports, what a comeback we've witnessed here despite a slow start to this map here for them. It is going to be Jed who has picked up 24 kills alongside Clay now, the top fraggers for Team Playground Esports. Showing some really good skill here. Excellent gameplays on display.
Bomb buddy out.
And for a third round in a row, Beyond Infinity have pushed that B main and lost a player early on. So I'm not sure if that is working out for them. That Satchel has brought Omen really low, and Clay is going to pick up that kill easy. And looks like they do have B-side control, but the spike has gone down at A, and Team Beyond Infinity are left with two players. Raze does have the showstopper. In fact, both the players have their ultimates if they wish to use them. Sage is going to go ahead and wall off. Killjoy has going to take a lot of damage here. Coming through, that nano swarm will get taken down by Prophet, and Knife Jester has a decision to make here. It's a 1v4. Is he going to save this Vandal? And more importantly, will Playground Esports allow that to happen? He does have the showstopper. Will survive that first push from Clay. Uses the satchel to get out of that difficult position and should be successful in saving this Vandal. Team Beyond Infinity looking like they... Team Playground Esports, my apologies, looking determined to hunt him down. But with 1 second on the clock, I think he's going to be good. So, match point to Playground Esports. Who would have called it, guys? We were thinking this map was going towards Team Beyond Infinity for sure. But Playground Esports have pulled something really special out of the hat here. Team Beyond Infinity are forced to go in for half buys or force whatever they can. They absolutely cannot afford to go for an eco round right now.
This goes here.
Are we going to see the first overtime of this tournament, folks? An aggressive push from Knife Jester here, pulling out that showstopper in mid, and just showing the aggression, the intent here from Beyond Infinity. They wanted those first few kills. They look determined to finish this game in this map. They don't want to play the third map, which is Icebox, folks, just for you to know. And we're going to start that shortly. Jet is going to get caught up with a swarm grenade, but will dash out of sight without taking too much damage. They do have some control over B Heaven as a result. The Sage wall giving them further control, and Sage pushing through the nano swarm. It's Raze who did that and gets the kill. A first pick here on the side of Playground Esports, and it looks like we did see an Omen ultimate coming in from the shadows. Where has he moved? It looks like it's going to be a B push, in fact, as Team Playground Esports have rushed onto side without using any utility whatsoever. The Jet is on the Blade Storm and will probably play more advanced positions. Elsewhere, Clay has been taken out by Raxol, and Infinity has gone ahead and revived Knife Jester as well. So we're looking at a 5v4 retake, folks. Beyond Infinity, they are playing for the overtime. Can they do this? Will get the first pick down to just 3 players. Will get the third pick as well, and Heretic here pulling off a couple of important kills from B Heaven. The Paranoia coming in will pick off Sage as well. It is a 1v1 with not much time on the clock, and Heretic will pick up that kill, and that is the map in the bag for Playground Esports. What a comeback we have just witnessed, folks. That was incredible. They were down 11-6. But it looks like Team Playground Esports have completed the comeback. Take a look at this. For a second map in a row, Clay here, the top performer with 27 kills yet again. What a match we have just witnessed here, folks. That was incredible. It was topsy-turvy. We saw a lot of aggression from Team Beyond Infinity, pushing out of that B main a couple of occasions. Didn't work out too well for them, and Playground Esports held their nerve to come out on top in the end. That was an impressive performance from them. Surely I had them written off. I thought they were going down and losing this first match 2-0. The match score is now tied at 1-1. Haven going towards Team Beyond Infinity, and Playground Esports pulling back on Split. It looks like the tiebreaker is going to be on Icebox, folks, and that match is going to be starting very, very soon, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with that live coverage very, very shortly.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. 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 It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity.
Alright folks, it looks like we are all set to go into our third match, the tiebreaker, and this one's gonna be on Icebox. What an interesting couple of games we have seen. It has been topsy-turvy, both teams really fighting it out, and we are now looking at agent select for Icebox. This one's going to be interesting. We've got team Beyond Infinity who is going to be defending first in this map, and team Playground Esports who are going to be on the attack. Confirmed picks so far, it looks like Knife Just is going to go with the Raze once again. Infinity, who was on the Sage in Split, is going to be moving to the Sova, and that was a very quick lock I saw. So definitely we are I'm looking forward to that. Raxol has just locked on to Viper, and that is exciting for me because we're going to see some sick lineups, and the control of a site and the way Viper can do it to their full potential is going to be interesting to see how that works out. Nif consistently going on the Jet once again, and East Dombivli, am I saying that right guys? East Dombivli is going to be on the Sage. So that's the lineup for the Beyond Infinity Esports. There is no global smoker like an Omen or a Brim, so they're going to have to deal with just Viper's poison clouds, it looks like. And on the attacker's side, it looks like we've got Raze, Clay once again on the Raze, Prophet on the Sova this time, Arcs on the Jet, Shaz is going to be on the Sage this time around, and Heretic once again on that Omen, folks. This is going to be fun. The match is just about to get underway. Let's head over to the big screen.
It's all about humanity.
All right. So as we saw, it's going to be Beyond Infinity who are going to be defending first on Icebox, and this gives Team Playground Esports the opportunity to explore all their attacking strategies here. And I'm curious to see how Raxol is going to be on this Viper. We have seen two kinds of Viper players, folks. The guys who completely control post-plant positions and give the defenders a really hard time. The attackers, my apologies, a really hard time. And of course, Viper here. Speaking of Viper, an early pick from Raxol with that frenzy on Jet. So a first pick coming in for the defenders here as Playground Esports lose a player early on. The defenders here rotating back given the push coming in, and it was a fast push here. A second pick as well from Jet, going in from another one and getting traded out this time by Clay. So Team Playground Esports have lost a couple of players. We're looking at a 4v3 situation. The plant could not go down, and Raxol is going to deny it with the frenzy. Playground Esports is just down to Clay, and Team Beyond Infinity is going to go ahead and pick up that pistol round on Icebox and moves the scoreline to 1-0. Into the second round here, it looks like it is going to be a full eco on the side of Playground Esports, except for Jet, who has gone in for that Sheriff and wasn't able to put it to good use. Spectres all around for Team Beyond Infinity, except the Jet, who's going to pursue on that Ghost. Kills exchanged here, but looks like Playground have lost a couple of players early on, and Team Beyond Infinity have lost a player as well. Another player going down, this time with a spike. Omen goes down as well, as comes down to just Clay, who's managed to pick up a Spectre, but he is completely outnumbered on this A side, and it's going to be Sage who picks off that last kill, and predictably the second round going in the favor of Team Beyond Infinity. Team Playground Esports going in for that save, and not a bad decision in my opinion. It's a long game, so they don't want to throw in all their cards up front. Going in for that save, I think it was only Jet with that Sheriff who was able to, was unfortunately not able to get much purchase out of it. But it does allow them to go in for full buys in round number 3, and we're going to see how that works.
Run. Shadows traveling.
Going to take a more split approach this time, perhaps trying to pursue and seeing where they can get a pick here, as Jet trying to walk in towards A site on the belt. He does have a Phantom in his hands, the Poison Cloud. Just a precautionary spray down here. How many times have we seen players holding down that nest position and sneakily getting so many kills as the attackers move in without checking? So Viper just trying to make sure that there is no risk here. It looks like Team Playground Esports have decided to make their way in towards the B site. Clay picking up a couple of kills here and getting a good control of B side. All 5 players still intact. Only 3 players alive here now on the side of Beyond Infinity. Jet coming in with the Blade Storm behind this wall, trying to get a kill or two and just trying to tip the balance a little bit, as the rest of his team will join them through mid. And this is going to be a tough fight here. Heretic is watching the flank, but they got 3 or 4 players.
One enemy remaining.
And just like that, Team Playground Esports making it look so easy, winning the first full gun round here with a flawless victory, folks. The scoreline now looking at 2-1, and Playground Esports are off the mark. The start of round number 4 here. Let's take a look at this. Jet has boosted himself up on top of the tube here. Sova is going to drone and catch him out for sure. His position has been revealed, so he is forced to change that. A shock dart coming in, trying to do some damage, but Jet has managed to come out in time as Team Playground Esports start to make their move towards B side. They do have a couple of players without the spike pushing towards A, maybe just trying to fake and just keep the players on A side a little bit engaged as their team makes their way towards B. But no, it looks like the B team is beginning their rotation towards A side as Omen and Jet try to go in, and Jet will get the pick on Nif. I think he was on the operator, folks. I'm not quite sure. A second pick nearly, but Knife Jester will pick up the trade, and Heretic goes down as the fight on site is still not complete. Sage will pick up PGE Clay, who was trying to sneak in, and Playground Esports is down to just their last player. It is Prophet, who is on the Sova, has not spotted Sage on rafters, and will get taken down as a third round goes in the bag for Team Beyond Infinity. That operator somehow not getting the pick Jet, but despite that they were able to win the round. The team coming in with reinforcements and even saving that op for the next round. Team Playground Esports looking okay for their economy so far. They've just lost 3 rounds, but they did pull back around in their gun round, so they were able to manage a full buy, and I think they should be able to manage a full buy once again this time around. What is the play? What is the play we're looking at, folks? It looks like Team Playground Esports going through mid, Jet and Omen, trying to break that Sage wall inside Tube. And once again, this has been another meta that we've seen, at least in the Mumbai server. The Sage walls on the kitchen Tube, completely denying map control and that access towards the kitchen side of this map. And just challenging that for a second was Team Playground Esports trying to break that wall. And Nif here with that operator will go ahead and get the pick on Prophet. A first pick going in the favor for Team Beyond Infinity as Sova goes down. Raxol here, he's got one thing on his mind and one thing only. He wants to deny that plant, and he puts down those mollies here to ensure that Team Playground Esports isn't able to go for that plant. In comes the showstopper, but will get denied by Sage, who was just peeking off kitchen, and back-to-back picks, and Playground Esports picking up a couple of kills here as well. But down to just their last 2 players here to somehow salvage this. The spike has gone down. Omen is going to be playing yellow. Sage is here as well. Both have 150 HP. Can they do this? Heretic will pick up an important kill as Infinity goes down, and the showstopper coming in here from Knife Jester, and Sova, despite getting into cover, is going to get destroyed by that showstopper. But Shaz here on the return will pick up the kill, and now it is a 1v1. Knife Jester is going to hold that defuse down, and can you believe this? Can you believe this? Knife Jester has pulled off an incredible clutch here, which Shaz just going in for that reload, and Knife Jester sticking that defuse on the first go. How often have we seen that, folks? How often have we seen that? Pros don't fake, they don't fake indeed. And that is another crucial round in the bag as Beyond Infinity racks up their round count to 4, and the score is now looking at 4-1. In terms of economies, yes, I'm afraid Playground Esports A is going to go into that eco now, having lost 4 rounds and 2 rounds on the trot. They're going to come in with half buys and specters. We did hear the Jet ultimate being pulled out, so we can expect some action from the Blade Storm here, as you guys can see on your screens right now. The Sova drone being sent out to give some info.
Party's over.
The first kill for Jet coming in as Knife Jester goes down, trying to go for the second kill here. But unfortunately, those blades not landing. I think there's a player on rafters that they may not have noticed. It is Sova, who will manage to pick up a kill on the Jet. And that is unfortunate, but somehow Playground Esports have managed to get the spike down. They are really, really low. More kills exchanged, and now it is just down to Nif to go in for this retake. Somehow a 1v2 situation. Sage is low. Omen is holding a good position.
Enemy remaining.
Will get taken down by Sage. By Jet, my apologies. And Jet will go ahead and secure a 3rd kill and will pull the round back. And this definitely looked like a round that was in the bag for Playground Esports after making that fast push in, but it wasn't to be. It was a 1v2 situation. Omen unfortunately getting caught out as he made that jiggle peek to check the nest above him. and Sage wasn't able to land that headshot in time, and it's gonna be another round for Beyond Infinity. A good start once again by them on Icebox. We saw this in Split as well. They started really strong, and we definitely cannot write off Playground Esports because we've seen what they are capable of. In the last game, they were able to pull off an incredible comeback from 11-6. Full buys are all around. It looks like the economies are secure, and Raxol here is going to go ahead with that Viper ultimate on A site almost immediately after the round begins. And luckily for Playground Esports, it looks like they were already prepared to make that B push, and the B push they have made already onto site. Team Beyond Infinity just retreating a little bit. They don't want to lose out early gunfights and then give up the round too easily. Omen here does have the spike on him. The Sage wall is going to come out, and the plant is going to go down. The Hunter's Fury coming down here. Did he tag Omen? Yes, he tagged Omen and will take him down as well, and tags Sage as well. So that was a good ultimate pulled out by Sova. Couldn't really deny the plant, but was able to get the kill on Omen and even did a lot of damage here. Jet, what a peek here with that classic. Getting that pick, and Playground Esports here going down thick and fast, down to just their last player. It is Jet who is in kitchen, will manage to pick up a kill but will get traded out, and another round in the bag looks like for Team Beyond Infinity. The scoreline now moving to 6-1. That was a fast-paced round by Playground Esports. I had a feeling they were going to get away with it despite that Sova ultimate taking down Omen. They still had enough people, and most importantly, I was really counting on the wraparound from Jet. But I think the timing on that wraparound just wasn't right because by the time he arrived, his teammates couldn't really survive those gunfights, and it was a 1v4 at that point, and always a tall order to see a player pull off a clutch like that. 6-1 on the board. This is going to be interesting. Playground Esports definitely under pressure now, folks. They are on the attacking side. Only picked up one round so far. An early pick yet again. Shaz does have the revive in play, so we could be seeing a resurrection. Unfortunately, just as he was considering it, Knife Jester peeking out from B main will get the pick on Sage, who wasn't prepared for that peek. And now all of a sudden, Team Playground Esports are down to just one player. More players falling, and the gunfights are not going in their favor. A flawless victory for Beyond Infinity. They are really starting to dominate in Icebox here, just like how we saw in Split. Team Playground Esports definitely having some ground to cover here. In terms of their economies now, may be forced to do another round of half buys. I can see the Sheriffs already in play here on the Sage and on Prophet. And it looks like Arx is going to go in for that Phantom buy with the light armor. Maybe a decision, calculated risk that they need to take at this point because they can't afford to give out too many rounds in the first half. I'm just using that rope to get a more boosted position, and once again the first blood here coming in from Nif. Another kill here as Playground Esports loses a second player. Arx going down, and Infinity in mid is completely dominating the gunfights here. He's picked up a second kill. Will finally get traded out by Heretic, who will pick up a follow-up kill as well by Sage, who was lurking. And finally Raxol will pick off Heretic as well, bringing the equation down to a 3v1. It's down to just Prophet here. Remember, he is on the Sova. Gets spotted out as he was trying to boost himself to kitchen, and Raxol will wrap things around with yet another kill. The scoreline now at 8-1. Things are looking difficult here, folks, for Playground Esports, but I will not make the mistake of writing them off like I did in the last map, and they pulled off an incredible comeback. It is very, very much possible. Icebox in itself is a map that is a little bit unpredictable and can go either way from the halftime score. For now, it looks like a fast B push coming in from Playground Esports. Expect to see some aggression here from them. Almost every player is already in, and Viper's position has been revealed, gets taken down almost immediately, and this means the site is going to be open here. The drone is going to go ahead and spot out Sage as well, and he is forced to retreat as Playground Esports have picked up a crucial kill. Take a look at the wraparound here coming in from Niv. Oh, the timing on that Sova ultimate orb, it was just a second away from being killed. And Prophet will time that peek perfectly to get the pick on Nif. Heretic going down meanwhile, but Playground Esports looking like they have a firm position, a firm hold of this round so far. I think Sova has got the recon stuck on his own body here. Meanwhile, Sage will pick up a kill. Sova picks up a kill as well. Suddenly, this is now looking at a 2v2.
Last player standing.
But Playground Arcs will pick off Dombivli, and he will go ahead and pick off Infinity as well. And such an important round going the way of Playground Esports. Finally, a round going in their favor after the second round, I believe, or the third round. They've lost almost 6 rounds in a row, and they have finally pulled off. I think it was the aggression that paid off, and that early pick on Viper, not to forget, was absolutely crucial. Sova here with those excellent reveals. The first one on Viper that got them the pick, and the second one on Sage that forced her to retreat, really giving them site control. And for now, it looks like they're going to do a fast push on A site, folks. The Sova drone going out. The recon as well is not showing anyone. There is a Sova. Sova is holding out on A side. Take a look at this. He's going to throw out a recon as well. And here's that nest position that we talked about here by Knife Jester. It has worked for them, has picked up a kill. And the operator coming in from Knife as well. Playground Esports outnumbered for sure. Now looking at a 3v5. Have got to somehow take control. As the showstopper comes out, but wasn't able to pick up anything at all. And Knife Jester here has gone ahead to pick up a 3k here, bringing it down to just Prophet, and Knife Jester will pick up a 4k, and that secures a flawless round for Beyond Infinity. Playground Esports are now looking at a scoreline of 9-2. They've got a mountain to climb. They are certainly capable, but it's going to be a task. And looking at their economies, it's not helping them at all. They've got half buys once again, except for Clay and Shaz, who will be able to afford the Vandals, but pretty much everyone else is going to be on submachine guns. A forceful push once again, and Jet will get traded out finally by the Sage, who will go in for a revive almost immediately. And was that the Viper ult that just got pulled out? It looks like it is the Viper ult. It's going to stop them from going for the plant, and it's going to be Omen who is going to fall back. He does have the spike. He does have the ultimate option as well, so he could have possibly just moved to A side really quick, but instead they're going to choose to rotate as a team. And take a look at Clay. He has stayed behind for the lurk. This could be crucial. Will get the kill, but he should not take his gun out. He should not have taken his knife out, because they did have a player on the lurk themselves, and all of a sudden, once again, it is down to just Prophet on the Sova. Is going to have to pull out somehow this 1v2. I think he's not aware that he's alone right now, so that plant is pretty much safe.
30 seconds left.
And the push is going to come in very, very shortly from Sage and Jet, both on CT. He has got that information, but could not land the headshot, and that will be another round in the bag. And I think that wraps up the half really at 10-2. It has to be the most one-sided half we have seen so far in this tournament. Sova down to that last 1v2 position, got a good recon bolt positionally, but just couldn't land that headshot. And the scoreline at halftime, folks, is 10-2. Talk about seeing a one-sided half. Team Beyond Infinity really coming into their own here. Take a look at that scoreboard. Knife Jester on the raise once again, consistently showing us those top frags. those excellent gunfights and winning those duels every single time. Infinity this time on the Sova has been excellent as well with 12 kills. On the side of Playground Esports, it's going to be Clay once again dominating their kill feed with 10 kills so far. But this game is not over yet, folks. This game is not over yet. If we can see a couple of rounds going the way of Playground Esports in the beginning, this game is still open. The pistol round is going to be crucial if Beyond Infinity somehow secure the pistol round and this match goes to a scoreline of 11-2. It's going to be pretty difficult for Team Playground Esports to come back from there. But for now, it looks like Beyond Infinity is making their way towards A side, which is currently being anchored by both Jet and Sova on Playground Esports. And a call out here early on already. Sova's drone coming out and spotting out Profit on Playground Esports. And looks like a change of plans. Sova has stuck around for that lurk, but the rest of the team have made their way promptly towards B side, and looks like it's going to be a much faster paced push towards B. Omen is on site, folks, and the Sage wall is going to come up. It's going to allow Jet to go in for that plant, and we talked about those Viper lineups, folks. Now is the time for those Viper lineups. Let's take a look at this. Here you go. This is what I was talking about. A well experienced and skilled Viper is almost impossible to encounter, impossible to counter while on the attack. And looks like the defuse is actually gonna happen, and that lineup may have just been a little bit too late. Let's see what happened there, folks. The lineup going down for sure, but I think the defuse from Sage was timed to perfection as she started the defuse in the Viper's cloud, and the time that it took for that molly to fall down, I think Sage had enough time to go ahead and complete that defuse. So I think it's fair to say that Team Playground Esports has really stolen that round from under the noses of Beyond Infinity, who may have felt confident given that Viper was waiting with the mollies outside of the site.
Shadows traveling.
But as we had hoped for, Playground Esports has kept this game alive. The pistol round was exceptionally key, was so key, and it was so important for them to win. Team Beyond Infinity looks like want to repeat. Heretic here moving into his own smoke. Not a good ploy because there were already so many players in, and a couple of players lost, and including the important pick of Clay, and all of a sudden, despite winning the pistol round, they are not looking good in the second round immediately after that. Profit here securing a kill, that is certainly helpful. But the problem for them is that the Viper lineups are going to fall, folks.
One enemy remaining.
And it's down to just Viper, and this is what I talked about. He tried to make the push in, but it looks like the molly is going to stop them. The gunfights coming in from Playground Esports, that's the key really. During a retake, they're winning the gunfights, and despite Viper having a molly lined up, it didn't give them enough time to go ahead and stop the defuse, and Playground Esports were able to do that on the defense. We are seeing a match pause, folks. It's been requested by our team, so we'll be back with live action shortly. This should give us a chance to take a look at the kill feed, the kill board. Here you go, the scoreboard. Knife Jester with 14 kills in Infinity supporting him, and East Dombivli and Knife as well. So all the players on either 14 or 13 kills. So good performance from them, clearly winning their gunfights here Beyond Infinity. They're winning those aim duels. On the side of Playground Esports, I think it is going to be both the duelists who really have been pushing aggressively and winning those gunfights, and that is good to see, and it's something that they need to continue for the rest of this game if they hope to get anything out of this. Just a reminder, folks, this is a tiebreaker. We saw Team Beyond Infinity winning the first map at Haven with a scoreline of 13-11. We saw Playground Esports pull off an insane comeback on Split with a scoreline of 13-11. My apologies, the first one was 13-9. And now we're looking at a tiebreaker on Icebox. So far the score is set at 10-4, and the game was definitely leaning towards Beyond Infinity, but I think a good comeback from Playground Esports once again to win the first two rounds of the second half. But the job is far from done, folks. Clay is on the raise. He's holding an aggressive angle in mid. Sends out that bomb, but he will surely give him some information. That spray through the Viper wall coming tantalizingly close to raise, and an interesting wall coming in from Sage here, trying to simulate a push into mid, simulation of mid to B push, but actually going back after that wall and now pushing towards A side. So that's an interesting ploy here. It has definitely thrown Playground Esports off just a little bit, who started to rotate out of A side, and once again they turn around. So this is interesting to see here from Team Beyond Infinity. There was a fake in mid, there was a fake back in A, and now they're going back towards mid. These mind games surely. Playground Heretic here will pick up a kill. Clay will pick up a kill as well, and Beyond Infinity are down to just 2 players now. We're looking at a 3v2 as Knife Jester will take the trade on Clay. All this action unfolding in mid. We're now looking at a 2v2. Both players here in mid on orange in front of Raxol. He's going to get spotted out.
Last player standing.
And Profit here will go ahead and get that pick. It is looking good for Team Playground Esports. If they don't catch Sage's position, it could be dangerous for them. And Profit will thankfully take that trade, or it was going to be curtains for Team Playground Esports. A good trade coming in. They weren't quite sure where Raze was shooting from, and I think Raze got stuck on her reload as well, which certainly helped in that situation. Another round going in the favor of Team Playground Esports. Let's have a quick look at the economy, folks. Playground Esports looking good. All full buys. I think Sova is still continuing on with the Spectre from a couple of rounds ago. But the good news is that the operator is in the hands of Arcs, and that is going to be crucial. It looks like he's going to be holding the operator on this angle on A side, which is always helpful. Beyond Infinity, despite losing a couple of rounds, I think they were on eco last round, have gone for full buys, and Jet aggressive. Gets spotted out, has to fall back. But it was definitely worth taking that risk. Some initial shots exchanged here on A site, but the first gunfight going in the way of Team Beyond Infinity. I think it was through mid. It was Sage who was challenged through that mid area. Beyond Infinity changing their focus. Looks like they want to move towards B now. The Viper wall going down, and the orb as well. So if Viper gets the plant down here, she will have her ult, and I'm sure that's on the mind for Raxol here. He wants to go in for that ultimate as Sage will revive Infinity. The race showstopper not working out for Clay. Unfortunately, he misaimed it and didn't go in the direction that he wanted it to. And this is now a 5v4, my apologies. Couple of trades here. The spike is getting pinged. Viper goes down as well.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Ooh, and Sage nearly clutching that one, getting the important kill on the Opper. But Sova here was quick enough to turn around and take that trade. And another important round here for the defenders, and he's going to be able to save that operator as well. Jet somehow missing that op shot on Sage, but Sova was there to correct and limit the damage there and pull that round back. So this is looking pretty much like a repeat of split, folks. The scoreline was 11-6 when Playground Esports began their comeback, and in this match they were down 10-2 at halftime, and now we are looking at a scoreline of 10-6. Can they continue this form? Can they continue this comeback? Because they absolutely need to. Beyond Infinity only 3 rounds away from securing this first round and qualifying to go into the next round, but Playground Esports are certainly not going to allow that as easily as they would hope for. Looking like a commitment to A site, and the first shot coming in from Arcs here with that operator getting the kill on what looks like Sage from Team Beyond Infinity, but he will get traded out as Knife Jester will take down the operator, and the Viper ultimate finally coming out on A site. Raxol here pulling out that ultimate, but Profit trying to stop. The bomb plant wasn't successful, but he was able to get the pick on Sova, and Raxol with a A really good peek here and taking out another player. He has gone ahead and picked up another pick here. Playground Esports looking in a little bit of a bother as Prophet goes down. Is down to just Heretic.
Enemy remaining.
He's got a kill. Can he find Viper? No, he cannot. And Raxol will wrap that round up. This was an important one. 11-6 the scoreline now, as Team Playground Esports losing out in that round. The Viper ultimate coming out finally, and a good play with that Sova's Hunter's Fury, killing the spike planter. Not in time to stop the spike plant, but at least in time to help the team hold down that site. But unfortunately, the Viper ult was too strong, and the positions were well held in post plant. And it's going to be Team Beyond Infinity who walked away with that round. 11-6 on the board. Half buys coming in from Playground Esports. They are forced to do this. I don't think they have any other option, and they just need to figure out how they're going to hold off this team from pushing in. Clay with that Vandal, searching for that early pick in mid. A good kill here coming in from Arx here. It looks like he has done it on the ultimate, and just as I said that, Clay going down with an incredible shot, it looks like, but he will get revived. Heretic here spotting out a Sage, trying to sneak in through that B orange, doing some damage but wasn't able to secure the kill. She'll go ahead and promptly heal herself, as Infinity is looking like they want to commit to this B side push. And Raxol, what a peak to pick off Omen there, as Jet Arx here on the Jet needs to make the move. The spike has been planted and Playground is down to just their last two players. Clay is still alive, and his peak was just not appropriate, as he will get killed by Dombivli, and Infinity is gonna wrap things off with that peak at B long. 12-6 on the board, folks. We are looking at match point. Are we seeing the end of the first game? We thought Playground Esports started to do somewhat of a comeback, but it looks like Beyond Infinity have continued to play well. 10-2 on the board at halftime, and in this half picking up 2 rounds so far, so they are looking at match point, and this could be the end for Team Playground Esports.
What's that? All good?
Playground Esports are on full buy, folks. My apologies, they're on half buy again. They did force those rounds in the last half. And Raxol here picking up 2 early kills. Is this going to be the end here, as Clay has gone down as well? He has not checked for a third player, and Shaz is going to pick up the kill on Raxol. Will take that Vandal as well. Thank you very much. And go back for the peak, and he's going to fall back here as Prophet goes down as well. And now we're looking at a 4v2 situation. Shaz is in a tough spot. He's going to get cornered from all sides here.
Standing.
Getting taken down by Knife is Shaz. Is down to just Arx, who is coming in from B long. We're gonna have to see something special here to pull off a 1v4. Gets one pick, gets a dink on the second player at Snowman, surely, and will get double peaked, and that looks like it is the game and the match for Team Beyond Infinity. What a match we saw here, folks. We're going to take a quick look at that scoreboard, but a good performance from Team Beyond Infinity once again. Knife Jester top fragging for his team with 21 kills. Clay once again with an excellent performance, 15 kills from his side. But unfortunately, Team Beyond Infinity were just really good on Icebox. They completely ran away with that game in the first half at 10-2. And Playground Esports didn't really have much of a fight here to provide. So folks, it looks like we are done with our first match in the League Ego India Invitational, and the first team to qualify for the next round is going to be Team Beyond Infinity Esports. Really well played to Playground Esports. They gave us something awesome to watch on Split with that amazing comeback, and we were half hoping for them to do the same on Icebox, but it wasn't to be. Well done to all the teams involved. That brings our first game to an end, folks. We have a second match lined up for today as well, and it is scheduled to kick off at 10 p.m. So we're going to end this stream now, but we're going to be back live in an hour or so. So make sure, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure to subscribe. Click on that bell icon so that you get notified of when we come live with the next game, and I will see you guys there. On your way out, please enjoy the soundtrack. This one is called Humanity by Max Braun.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.